Hello my dear friends, Assalamu alaikum and welcome back to top lesson for you. Dear friends, as you know that we are discussing about the skeletal system, right? So in the previous lecture we have covered about the femur bone, the external features and all the important markings of the femur bone, right? Now lower to the femur bone we have the tibia, right? So right now we are going to discuss about the tibia bone. Okay, so let's focus on the screen. My friends, I have changed a little bit my recording style, so I hope you guys like this method also, and if you find it helpful, so please tell me in the comment section that yes, this is a very helpful method for us, and we have learned something from it. Otherwise we will continue our old style again. So if you guys like this way, please tell me in the comment section. Now my dear friends, as you know that we have our tibia bone, right? So the tibia bone is the bone of the leg. First of all, we should know that tibia is the bone of the leg. Okay, it has some external features. Right now in this lecture we are discussing about this external features. Okay, so some important points about the tibia bone is that first of all its anatomical position, that how is this tibial bone located in the body. First of all, it is located in the leg, right? It is the bone of the leg. We have two bones in our leg. The anterior medial one is the tibia and the posterior lateral one is the fibula, right? So the tibia is the anterior medial bone of the leg. It is located vertically, right? Tibia bone is located vertically. It has an upper end, it has a shaft, and it has a lower end, as the tibia bone is also a long bone, right? So it has an upper end, it has a lower end, and it has a middle shaft, which is called also the diaphysis, as I have discussed the anatomy of the long bone, right? Then about the side determination of the tibia bone, how do we determine either the tibia is the right one or the left one? Sometimes the examiner asks that is this the right tibia or the left tibia? So how you can tell the person or the examiner that it is the right or the left? My friends, I will show in the practical video while I will discuss about the anatomy of the bone, but we will have the bone in our hand and we will see all those important markings in the bone, right? In the video we will see also the side determination. Don't worry guys, I will show you there. But here I have written that there is a tuberosity in the tibia bone, right? In the upper end of this tibia bone there is a tuberosity which is interiorly, and that is called the tibial tuberosity, and you should place this, you should keep this tibial tuberosity anteriorly, right? So first thing, how to determine the side and where is the tibial tuberosity, I will show you right now. The tibial tuberosity should be kept anteriorly, and the medial malleolus of the tibial bone should be medially, right? I have written those important points there. So what should be kept in mind, that the tibial tuberosity should be located anteriorly, right? And the tibial malleolus, or we say medial malleolus, should be kept medially. In this way you can find either this bone is the right tibia or the left tibia, right? Then let's go towards some external features of this bone. My dear friends, this bone is studied under three important titles, as it is a long bone. So it must have an upper end, it must have a shaft, right? And it must have a lower end. So the tibia is divided into three important points. The first, the upper end, the shaft, and the lower end. I will show you in the bone itself, I will discuss it there, right? So right now in this video we are focusing on the upper end external features. We are right now discussing about the features of the external features of the upper end of the tibia, right? So I have written the important points, the important external features, and I have shown them in the diagram, in the picture also. You can learn and you can see, right? So let's go for it. First of all, we have the medial condyle, right? There is the medial condyle and the upper end of the tibia, right? As the upper end of the tibia is a little bit broader, right, and it makes the joint which is called the knee joint along with the lower end of the femur bone, right? So it makes the knee joint. So there is the medial condyle, right? Here I have shown the medial condyle. You can see here, this is the anterior side. In this picture you can see this is the anterior aspects of the bone, and in this picture on the right side or the left side there is the posterior aspects of the bone. So we have here the bone anteriorly and here we have it posteriorly, so we have turned the bone here. That's why we say this is the medial condyle, and this is the also the medial condyle from posterior aspects, right? So in the upper end, the external feature, the first external feature is the medial condyle. Then we have the lateral condyle also, right? So you can see here this is the lateral condyle. So there is the medial condyle and there is the lateral condyle of this bone. Okay, then the third important feature, the third important external feature of this bone is the intercondylar area. Now the area which is between the two condyles, look carefully my friends, if you follow the pointer of my mouse, right, this is the medial condyle and this is the lateral condyle, and you can see in between these two condyles this is the intercondylar area. Why should we know this? Because there are some important external features, and we will see them right now in the next coming pictures, right? So we said that there is the medial condyle, there is the lateral condyle, and then there is the intercondylar region. If you follow my pointer of my mouse, you can easily see it. This is the intercondylar area. Intercondylar means between the two condyles. I hope you are understanding me right. Next important feature of the upper end of the tibial bone is the tibial tuberosity. Tuberosity means rough part, right? In this area, if you follow the pointer of the mouse, right, here is the tibial tuberosity, right? And I have written that the upper part of this tibial tuberosity is a little bit smooth, and the lower part of this tibial tuberosity is a little bit rough in nature. What divides the tuberosity, the tibial tuberosity, into an upper and lower part, right? There is the epiphyseal line which will pass through it, and I will show you in the end of this video the epiphyseal line which pass just in the middle part of this tibial tuberosity and divides it into an upper smooth part and a lower rough part, right friends? So we discussed there are the medial and lateral condyles, there is the intercondylar area, and then there is the tibial tuberosity in the upper part of the tibial bone. Then my dear friends, there is the medial intercondylar tubercle, right? You can see here, first this is the lateral condyle, this is the medial condyle. Now in between the two condyles we have a intercondylar region, as I have told you before, right? But this a little bit eminence, this is the tubercle, right? So this is called the medial tubercle, as it is located in between the two condyles. That's why we say that this is the medial intercondylar tubercle, right? So if you follow my mouse, right, or the pointer, this is the medial, as it is located in the medial side, right? This is the fibula bone. So fibula, you know that fibula is located laterally, right? So this will be the medial side of this bone, and this tubercle which is present in between the two condyles, right, this is called the medial intercondylar tubercle, and here we have the lateral intercondylar tubercle, right? So if we go a little bit down in the next picture, we have the lateral intercondylar tubercle, same as the picture here. This is the medial intercondylar tubercle, and this is the lateral intercondylar tubercle. Right, now let's go further down and see the next important features of the upper end of the tibia bone. Right, there is the medial condylar groove. Right, here is a depression, you can see here, this one. Right, so this depression, this depressed part is called the groove, as it is located on the medial side of this tibia bone. That's why we say that this is the medial condylar groove. Right, you can see here, my friends, if you see this white part, this is the fabular facet. Here the head of the fabula will make a joint between the upper end of the tibia and upper end of the fibula. Right, that's why we say that this is the fabular facet, and you know that fibula is located on the lateral side of the body. Right, it's lateral side of the leg. That's why we say that this is the lateral condyle and this is the medial condyle. So same is the case, this depression is located in the medial condyle. That's why we say that this is the medial condylar groove. That's it. Next important feature in the upper end of the tibia is the intercondylar eminence. Right, intercondylar eminence. Look carefully, friends, follow my follow the pointer, please. Look carefully. This is the lateral condyle and this is the medial condyle, you know. Now if you go further forward and upwardly, here is an elevated part of this bone. Right, here is the elevated part of this upper end of this bone. That's why we say that this is the eminence. Right, this is the eminence. We call the elevated part of the bone as eminence. So this eminence is present between both the condyles. That's why we say that this is the intercondylar eminence. And you know that this intercondylar eminence has an medial tubercle and a lateral tubercle. That's so simple. Right, we have discussed them before. Next important feature in the upper end of the tibia bone is the fabular facet. Right, this point, you know, this is called the fabular facet, as the fabula bone, the upper end of the fabula bone will make a joint here. Right, so this is called the fabular facet. I hope you understand this. This is fabular facet. Now the next important feature in the upper end of the tibia bone is the lateral condylar groove. As previously, if you watch the lecture a little bit previously, you will see that I have discussed about the medial condylar groove. Right, so this is the medial condylar groove, and here you have the lateral condylar groove, because this is the lateral side of this tibia bone. Here is the fabula bone. Right, so here will be the fabula bone, so this is the lateral side, and here is a groove found in the lateral condyle. Right, so that's why we say this is the lateral condylar groove. Right, friends, then there is another tubercle in the lateral condyle. There is a tubercle and this is called the Grady's tubercle. Right, as it is colored with the purple color, so this is called the Grady's tubercle. Right, and the last thing about the upper end of the tibia bone is the epiphyseal line. Right, so you can see here, this is the upper end. This is the we will say that this is the head of this bone, and it is divided from the shaft by this line. So this is called the epiphyseal line, this white color you can see. And in the the beginning of this video I had told you that this epiphyseal line will just pass through the middle part of the tibial tuberosity, and it will divide it into an upper part and a lower part. Right, so this is called the epiphyseal line. Right, friends, now let's fastly recap what we have learned up to now. The features, the external features of the upper end of the tibia bone. Right, there is the medial condyle, we have shown it here. I hope you understand. There are the lateral condyles, the two condyles. Right, the lateral condyles. Then there is the intercondylar area, you can see here in between the two condyles there is the intercondylar area. Then there is the tibial tuberosity, which is anteriorly. Right, so this part is the tibial tuberosity. Then there is the medial intercondylar tubercle, right? This is the medial intercondylar tubercle, and this is the lateral intercondylar tubercle, right friends? Then there is the medial condylar groove, right? Then we have the intercondylar eminence. This elevated part of this bone is called the eminence, as this eminence is present in between the two condyles. That's why we say this is the intercondylar eminence, right? Then we have the fabular facet, right? This is the fabular facet, where the upper end of the fibula bone will make the joint between the fibula and the tibia. So this is the fabular facet. And then there is the lateral condylar groove. This is the medial condylar groove, this is the lateral condylar groove. And then there is the Gerdy's tubercle. Here we have, this is the Gerdy's tubercle, which is shown with purple color, right? And then there is the epiphyseal line, right friends? Now we will go further and we will see all these structures in a typical tibia bone, and I will show you all these important markings, all these external features in that bone itself. And so now, my dear friends, let's go there and watch that lecture, and we will see these important external features in the bone itself. My dear friends, once again a request that if you like this method and if you have learned from this method something, please tell me in the comment section. I will follow this method inshallah in the next lectures. Till then, Allah Hafiz.